story for a show, which they probably already copied because I did an improv on here because, there's cameras in here. But I'm paranoid. Bring me in. Make sure that you keep me under the Mental Health Act every year. Drag me into the psych ward every year just so you can keep me under the act so I end up in that district. All right. Okay, so I won't tell you the whole story about it. But it's so ridiculous. And it's accidental. All right, so this girl moves into a low-income housing unit. And she gets put on the deep web against her will. All right. But she's a songwriter, and she's been doing improv comedy since she was 15 years old. Highly talented girl, right? She had plans to go to college, and she had all these plans. So she met the wrong man. He's a narcissist. This narcissist got offered to sell her out on the deep web for ass money. So he used to go to the stripper show, which all these celebrities were putting on and placing bets on it because the celebrities found her on the deep web and said, "Who is this?" And they made a game out of who she was. 17 tracks just to know your name. I'm breaking my backside. Or this girl had 17 tracks of music on her computer, which they hacked. Okay, so anyways, let's fast forward to all the bullcrap. She ends up having all these visions of what's going to come into America. Right now, it's all her schizophrenic and paranoid for saying there's cameras in her place and something's coming to America. And she starts doing research in 2008. Finds out about child trafficking and CPS and goes down every rabbit hole there. It's doing research 24 hours a day and posting it on Twitter, which the celebrities are following her on Twitter, right? So anyway, CPS comes and kidnaps her kids and writes false paper trails about her and all this stuff and how horrible she's a drug addict. Meanwhile, she's not. She's just sitting there trying to take care of her kids while being on the deep web and pretty much not making money out of anything. Yeah, they offered her to join them, but she said, no, I can't be a money-changing I can't make a money-changing table out of this now because I'm prophesying. All right? So she says no. When she finds out about what goes on in the industry, and she's like, thank God, because, sacrifices go on. So anyway, she saves her whole family's life by not joining them. All right? And she plays all her music for free. Okay? They make billions of dollars off her on the deep web. Billions and billions of dollars off her on the deep web. And then, they put her on a chessboard. Okay? They keep throwing her in the mental hospital. Right? She finally escapes the place, and her mom says, hey, we gave everybody else $10,000 to invest in a place. So here's an apartment, and we're going to invest $10,000 to invest, and it's yours. You just pay the rent, pay the bills, pay the strata, pay everything. It's yours. Okay. Anyways. Then all of a sudden, fast forward to 2019. Her memories start coming back in 2017. And she's like, oh my God, the heck? Hey, this is just the outline. I won't fill in the details. So they put her in her energy weapons, make her sick for 6 months and try to kill her. All right, and she ends up in the hospital. She lives. All right, then she goes into, gets thrown in the hospital, psych ward after being out of the psych ward for 10 years, or 10 years basically, after the vision stopped. And she gets put into Project Bluebeam, where they try to convince her she's Mary, which they did in 2010 because, who else could she be? Then they say, a whole bunch of crazy stuff, which I won't get into because, looks like that's happening. Anyways, crazy stuff, right? They're like, hey, and they first broke her brain for 2 months, so they could induce the holograph because she came out at Project Bluebeam with all their government patented technology, which she tried to get out there, but they kept on trying to steal her identity and copycat her. Yeah, it's been going on for years. She realized it was going on in 2007 when she turned them down, so they had an actress playing everything, but it wasn't the truth. It was their version of it. All right. But people know the real version on the deep web. Never ends. So anyways, they're all like, you made so much money. Everyone's like, oh, we gotta get the money. She won't get the money. So now they're trying to kill her off. So this kind of became a clue. Like, and who's Kaiser Soze? They've been cloning her phones, framing her up online, doing deep fakes, sending messages to people, making her out to be a horrible person. Yeah, she's a horrible person. And so anyways, then she comes out, right? She comes out of the hospital and she got all her government patented technology, And she calls the police because her ex-nerd, right, sold her out for ass money. Took the child in 2012, said, well, you can't get the child because CPS is going to keep on coming for her, putting her in foster care. So they have them taking the boy child, just so that she can't get the girl child. And his narrative is that she abandoned him. She abandoned my child. He was the hero, okay? Nightmare. Then he kidnaps her over tax money because she gets her back because she's got seizure condition and she can't be left alone all night anymore. So he kidnaps her and leaves her alone all night. And spends the whole year saying, hey, I got her alone all night. And, trying to put her in the psych ward again. The movie Gaslighting, right? So then she finally calls the cops and they come pick her up and throw her in the hospital. And we give her a shot because she's got all your government patented technology. But they bring in the celebrities that know the truth and they make them hostages in a psych ward. And they are making videos about it everywhere. So I'm like, I gotta fold these cards and yeah, we got a shot for you. And I'm like, hey, why am I here? And they're like, hey, you're a fast talker. And I'm like, this isn't a Seinfeld show or this girl, right? Because I'm just writing a movie, right? This isn't a Seinfeld episode. Me being a fast talker. That's how I'm here. Okay? So anyways, they tried to lock her in a mental hospital, but that wouldn't work because she was too sane. All right? Because she went into the hospital at one point because they B2K her. Yes, government patented technology, right? Send her kids with, in gimp suits and stuff. And say, hey, we're going to kill your mom in an operation if you don't take the death drug. So she goes down in 2020 to the hospital. She voluntarily takes this death drug, clozapine, which makes you drool. And she's tested on it and stuff. God says to her, don't play the savior games. Do not consent, save the blood be on your hands. So her mom's out of the hospital. She's like, I'm out of here. Right? That's bullcrap. Right? So take her in the hospital every year over anything she does. All right? They're just watching, waiting to keep her on the Mental Health Act. All right? So it's because there's so much money to be had, and everyone's getting paid except her. She won't get the money. She won't sell out. All right. And everybody's involved in it, right? Who's got the clone phone to me? And then all of a sudden, all this evidence comes through, and she's posting it on a site, but the site keeps on getting ripped off by the person that's spying on her, right? And everything she does in her apartment, they're copying right now. The copycat does, right? Craziest crap ever. So anyways, because someone's got to take the money. And I'm like, hey, I'm not taking the mark of the beast, so you can have the money. Just don't kill me off and leave us alone. I can't take the money. We want everything, even her little dog too. And they knock out her mother and they keep a tarot dining her with politicians and stuff. How high does this go? Her mother comes over and says, your sister is crying because she's the one that works. This game is called this show is called The Scapegoat, by the way. Yeah. Your sister is the one that works. She's calling me crying because your investment made money, but hers investment made just as much. But she lived her life, raising her child, living off her investments, Now she's got a great job because they didn't give her a lobotomy, right? And she's crying over the fact that when the mother dies, she doesn't get any of her sister's investment. And so the mother says to her, you are greedy and horrible. And the girl's like, oh my God, who are these people? Like, did I accidentally overdose in 2019 and I've been sent to the Matrix to save these insane people? But I'm the crazy one. Anyways, it goes on and 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 on. And I keep ripping it off. And she's got this best friend that fell into fame in the darkness. And she's like, hey, you're the girl in my vision. And she goes and helps her out for like a whole year after being healed from a lobotomy shot for a year. And she's working on the farm, 12 hours a day, trying to lift her up. And then she gets scapegoated by her. My horse has got stuck in a fence. It must be her. And she gets scapegoated as a witch. Because who can cast out demons out of her house back in 2001 and put her mom into recovery and heal her from a coma that she was dying from in 2 hours? My God. This horrible woman. Okay, so, he's a good guy. All right. He gets taken down the ladder by a politician. Hey, we got you covered. Just join our team. All right. So she was rooting for this politician, like, save America, because they made her into prophetic America, which she pretty much is, because if no one stops this, America's going to have cameras in their place and energy weapons, anything you don't like that happens. Zappity, zap, zap, zap. Yes, you're put under energy weapons and sound frequency attacks. And she's got all this government patented technology, or how you download, how they download thought simulations and image inductions and dream simulations. And she pretty much knows it all because she's seen it all in 2009 when she was awake for 3 weeks, what their plans were. Okay? Now they want the story. All right. Now they want the music. And she finally gets well and starts doing improv comedy to bring light to the 12 steps, which she was in when she was 19 years old, trying to get the nomads to, get out of the lake of fire. All right. Simple, forgive and make amends. Right? She's just trying to do good no matter what they do. It's being spun into gold. All right. Anyway, so it's just a brilliant show. That's just a movie. All right. Which they told her to say while she was testifying online in Project Bluebeam. Right? Anyways. Yeah. They're like, hey, you're married. No, you're the whore of Babylon. I said, well, I didn't take no money and I don't drink any of the wine of their suffering. Well, you're not really. You're married and you're the last two. You're one of the last two witnesses. So get back to your apartment where they're going to kill you with energy weapons and, die in the streets like the last two witnesses in the book of Revelations, which is the 66th book. Calculate the number of the beast. Okay. Anyways, it's a playbook, basically, that was added to the Bible, where Jesus comes back to kill, steal, and destroy, and then throw a feast where he eats everybody. They're really mad about that, the believers. They're like, hey. I'm like, yeah, God's not doing none of this. This is harp and all their weapons and stuff, right? And she's got it all figured out, so they're going to wipe her out and then probably give it to the best friend or the sister. Or who knows? Like, who's in the kitchen with the knife? So she can solve her own murder before it happens. So she can save her Earth Angel daughter. Who they, want her too. All right, I'm done with it. And then all the celebrities in the end, right? They're coming after her again. I'm like, hey, didn't we do this in 2008 before I forgave you and realized you were MK Ultra victims? And then I tried to help you. All right. And then I went, they tried to put me under mind control. It didn't work because I'm sealed by the Holy Spirit. So I just came back with their government patent technology and said, I'm not married. They're all fighting to be married. Right? Warned her friend, hey, they were going to pick you as Mary next if I didn't take the crown. But I said, hey, there's no glory in this. So I threw it down. They put a crown of thorns on my head, Hey, Uma Thurman from Kill Bill, Well, I was never with them. I never joined them. I just, Thank God they showed up, or we probably would have been trafficked because we were on the deep web, but no one sees the seriousness of this. And the gas on the walls. No, it's not happening. Put her back in the hospital. It's a brilliant show. I'm sure they'll steal this before I even put it on. But anyways, yeah. And so no one's seeing the real thing on the site that she's doing because they go private, public, private, public, so basically editing it online as well. Well, this is crazy. Will she end up in a psych ward for this one? Who's going to pay for it? Off that chessboard and all the money they made. They're like, we made so much money from you, we can pay off anybody to lie. Now, sending the FBI to spy on you. They'll do deep face. You're just sitting there, you know, with your remarkable, like, how can you even talk? You have no brain left. I'm like, hey, Christ in me is the hope of glory, and we'll testify with the sword of truth every time. Anyways, I think I could probably get an Academy Award, but she didn't sell out because they offered her one in 2013 for shutting up about the cloning centers, and she said no. So then they, pretty much mind tortured her for a year. Yeah, we're gonna get you, all right, for exposing the cloning centers, which is just they can grab your EEG clone brain signature and then download, simulations into your brain, which they can make you feel like you're right there. The spirit world calls it astral traveling, but it's actually technological a lot of the times. But whatever. Once you figured it all out, you're out of the matrix. She's like, hey, I'm just trying to get you out of the matrix. And she's trying to save her friend right now by giving her a wake-up call by smacking her in the face a few times. Hey, you're the next one, all right? But she'll be burned as a whore of Babylon, so please don't. And in your vision, you said you're going to be chopped up by robots. I don't think that's the elect. All right, I keep on getting 144 on my phone. She kept on getting 144 on her phone. She's like, that's an actual DNA code, But anyways, all right. I can go on and on and on about this. But that's my idea for the movie, right? Because it's a movie. Enjoy that. Sorry for